What's up, MedGirl Squad? It's future Dr. Rezi, and if you don't know me, hi! My name is Orezume Uye, and I am the author-illustrator of a children's book called Girls for Medicine, right up there. And I am beyond excited to have another video for you guys to watch. And this time, I'm interviewing someone that I have not interviewed. That's right, it's a new healthcare profession that I'm going to be introducing to you guys. And my first hint for you all is this is what my character Cindy wanted to be when she grew up. Do you know what Cindy wanted to be? That's right, a veterinarian. And it's because we are celebrating World Veterinary Day. And I had to interview a veterinarian. So without further ado, let us welcome Dr. Washington.
Hi. Hi, everybody. Hi, Rezi.
Hi.
My name is Dr. Washington, or Dr. Alicia Washington. I've been a veterinarian for about 7 years now, I think.
Wow. Can you give us like a silly fact about you?
One thing that I like to do for fun is hula hoop. I learned how to do a couple of tricks with a hula hoop, and I have a couple that are different colors and have different patterns on them, but I enjoy hula hooping.
What is your favorite food?
I love breakfast. I know it's not a food, but I like as
Food
a category. Yeah, I like all things that fall under the umbrella of breakfast. So like eggs, omelets, French toast. What else is there? Pancakes, waffles. I love cereal. I love really bad for you cereals, but I just love breakfast.
What do you like to do for fun?
I like to, like Cindy in your book, I like to travel when we can. And I like to go anywhere I can and see new places and see new cultures. While I'm at home, I like to spend time with my dog. So my dog's he's good company. He likes to go outside and play, but he also likes to snuggle on the couch. So best of both worlds.
So when you were a kid, Dr. Washington, what did you want to be when you grew up?
I actually wanted to be a veterinarian. I was given a few books about careers when I was little, and a book about veterinarians and what veterinarians do was the first book that I read where I was like, immediately, that's what I want to do when I grow up.
Was there like a particular animal that you were like in love with when you were a kid that made you want to be a vet? Definitely.
It changed every year.
Oh. Okay.
Yeah. So there were never animals that like I would actually be working on today, but I loved rhinos for a while. I loved manatees for a long time. Yeah, giraffes. I was very interested in animals.
My favorite animals are turtles, and
I love turtles.
I just love turtles. They just really speak to me. And then I really like the is it the whale shark?
There's such a thing as a whale
shark. Yeah, I just kind of like the pattern that it had on its back. My next question, since we're talking about when you were a kid, when you were in elementary school, what was your favorite class and what was your least favorite class?
My favorite class was probably art.
Woo! Yes, another one.
Yeah. I like being creative. I liked, especially when we could do things that were a little bit messy. So like clay and paint. So art was definitely my favorite. I'd say my least favorite was probably English. Yeah. But I actually changed my mind. I started liking it when I got to college. I think I had that one teacher that changed my mind.
I'm glad that you found someone that
it took a while.
fall in love with it.
That I found somebody. Yeah.
Yeah, English was not really my best subject, to be honest. History was definitely not. Definitely
I
not.
really like history. To me, it's like story time.
Oh,
So,
okay. Well, I wish I could have thought of it that way. I was just like, why are we talking about what happened before I was even born? I don't
yeah,
get. But now I'm just like, wow, that's why we have this. Oh, wow, that's why we have this. So, yeah. Let's go straight into what you do. You said you are a veterinarian. Now, some people probably know what that is, but some are just like, that's a long word, veterinarian. What does that even mean?
Being a veterinarian means that I treat animals. So I will, well, everybody has different avenues that they take, but as a whole, veterinarians will keep animals healthy and try to prevent them from getting sick. If they do get sick, we do what we can to make them better. There's also a big, outside of like pets, there's other veterinarians that help treat wildlife and keep them healthy and make sure that they can go back to the wild. There's also veterinarians that work in the food supply. So they make sure that like cows and pigs and chickens and the animals that we eat are disease free and they're okay to be eaten. So there's a lot of things that veterinarians can do.
Wow, I actually didn't know that, or I didn't realize those are areas where veterinarians could be needed, especially when it comes to food and stuff. And that's really, really cool. We kind of know like what made you want to be a veterinarian, which was probably just because you loved animals, but was there like a specific experience that just told you, yes, this is it for me?
Honestly, it was really just that book that I read when I was a kid. And then everything that came after that just reinforced that desire to be a veterinarian. So I definitely love animals, but I also love science and I love biology and I love learning how things work and learning how disease happens and learning how to make disease go away if we can. Yeah, so everything just comes together in one awesome career.
Yeah, that's really nice to hear. I'm happy to hear that. Just like, even though I am in a different area in healthcare, the reasons why you were interested in becoming a veterinarian is kind of similar to why I wanted to be a physician as well, which was I started to really like science and really like figuring out what's going on with someone and having that like special knowledge of knowing how to make them feel better and stuff. But in your case, it's for animals. Animals need the same amount of attention and care like a human being does when they're not feeling well or when they're injured and things like that.
So I actually do small animal emergencies. So dogs and cats, when they get injured or they have a problem and their primary veterinarian isn't available, then that's when they come see me and I can do what I can to make them better.
If you had one superpower that was specific to your job as a veterinarian, what would you have?
Oh my goodness. If I could talk to animals.
Oh, Doolittle!
Yes. If they could tell me exactly what happened, it would make my job a million times easier.
Yeah, I'm sure a lot of kids who are watching that love animals too is learning science and loving it as well. They're just like, I want to be where you are. How do I get there? And mind you, elementary students, right? So I would love for you to share, like, what do you have to do to become a veterinarian like yourself?
Yeah, so you have to stay in school and finish school. So you have to finish high school, you have to go to college, and then in college, you have to make sure that you take the classes that are required for you to apply to vet school. And then you go to vet school, which is 4 years. And then after that 4 years, once you graduate, you actually have a couple of options. So you can, once you finish vet school, you are a vet. You're free to do, go into whatever avenue you want to go into. So you can just start practicing, or you can specialize. So there's actually veterinary specialists that will focus on just like one part of medicine. And that requires additional training if you want to be official in that role. So you can be like a veterinary dentist and just focus on teeth. You can be a veterinary ophthalmologist and focus on eyes. You can focus on skin. You can just do surgery. You can just do horses. So there's a wide range of things that you can do, but you can also go as narrow as you want to. Me personally, I didn't specialize. But I chose to focus on emergency medicine. And
wow, there's a lot of similarities here.
There's a lot of overlap.
Yeah, you get an opportunity to, specialize in a certain area of care for animals, just as we do for humans. So you were saying a lot of big words, so I'm going to try to talk about what she was saying, what Dr. Washington was saying. She was saying how there's some veterinarians that would studying animals' eyes. And that's what she meant by a veterinarian ophthalmologist. Don't ask me why it's pronounced that way, okay? It's just basically the veterinary eye doctor. Almost.
Yeah, that's exactly what it is.
Yeah, that's really cool. So there's so many options you get to explore in veterinary medicine. That's so cool.
You can do so many things, and especially if you specialize, so if you focus on one area, sometimes the types of animals that you get to see are a lot broader. So I have a friend that is a veterinary ophthalmologist or an animal eye doctor, and she sees basically anything with eyes. So she'll see dogs, she'll see cats, she'll see horses. She's even seen elephants.
Elephants.
I don't know if she's seen a whale or had to see a whale.
I don't know how that would work, actually.
I don't know either. But yeah, if there's a problem with just the eye, she's your girl. She's learned all about all the species and their eyes.
I am sure some kids that are watching this, they're just like, yeah, this is it. Okay, I get it. I know I have to go to school. Seems like a long time. That's fine, I guess. I don't know. But I just wanted to know if there are some kids that are watching this and they want to be a healthcare professional. They don't know if they want to be a vet or something like that, but they know they want to go into healthcare. Mm-hmm. What qualities or characteristics do you think is very important in a future healthcare professional or a future vet?
Yeah, I would say a couple of important things. One would be to be curious. So, want to know how things work, want to ask questions. That way, there's so many interesting things that you can learn about science. So if you're curious about that, there's a whole world for you to learn about. And then I would say the second part, especially specific to health fields, is be somebody that wants to help. So in every medical field, that's basically what you're there for. You're there to help your patients. In veterinary medicine, you're actually there to help two people or two clients, I guess. So, there's the patient, that's the animal. And then, if they belong to somebody, there's the person that brought that animal to you. So, people want their pets to be healthy. You're also helping them when you help their pets.
Thank you for sharing those very, very important characteristics and qualities that you guys can work on right now and build over time. You can learn to get used to asking a lot of questions, because that's okay. That's a good thing in healthcare when you're asking a lot of questions. So now the question I'd like to ask you is for those little girls who are watching and they look like you and me. and they may not have been given a book that told them this is what a veterinarian does, or they may not have had someone in their family that's in healthcare or a veterinarian. They may not feel like they can do it, or they don't feel like they're smart, or they don't really like science that much, right? But what would you like to tell those girls watching who look like us?
Be curious and figure out what you like. There's a lot of little parts, moving parts of science, moving parts of medicine, and you can find the one that really excites you and expand from there. I would also say, for advice for just learning in general, because there's a lot of schooling a lot of times that's involved in getting into a health career, is learn how you learn. And the earlier you figure that out, the easier things are going to be. And so if you're the kind of person where you are a visual learner, meaning that things make better sense when you see pictures or see videos, or if it makes more sense if somebody explains it out loud to you, or if you have to just sit and read it to yourself, figure out what works for you. And that way, when it comes time for you to learn anything, you know what works for you, and it's going to make things a whole lot easier no matter what career you go into.
That was amazing. Especially that part about learning how you learn. Know what helps you learn something, because everybody is different and how they take in the information. I rose my hand about the visual because I am definitely someone that needs pictures, that needs a video, to understand, so I can just really like see it in my head and make sense of what's going on. And that's so important for you to know about yourself, because that will definitely help when it's time to take in a lot of information. It can be a lot sometimes, but when you know yourself better and better every time, it does make the journey a lot easier. I hope that when you watch this video, all of you who want to go into healthcare, who look like us, that know that you can do it, whether you want to be a physician or a veterinarian, with all the options in the world, just like a physician. And if you love animals, what are you waiting for? My last question isn't to Dr. Washington, but it's to you guys. Do you guys know what, besides us being amazing Black women in medicine, do you know what Dr. Washington and I have in common? I think the best way to help you guys is show you something. That's right. We are both authors of children's books. This isn't my book. My book is right up there. But this is Dr. Washington's children's book. And it's called Dr. Jet Monster Vets. And if you want to learn about this book, make sure you watch the following video after this video. So, Dr. Washington, congratulations. Welcome to the Author Club. But this isn't your first book, is it?
This is my first picture book, but I also have coloring books.
If you want to see those books, make sure you watch the following video, okay? And Dr. Washington, thank you so much for taking the time to be interviewed for this channel. And we celebrate you today because it's World Veterinary Day, and I just celebrate you and every other amazing vet that is being a superhero for animals across the world. So yeah, that's it. And so if there's any of you guys that would like a copy of my children's book, Girls for Medicine, then you can go to girlsformedicine.com and get your copy. That will be signed by me. And there's also a free coloring page on there. So if you like to color, make sure you add that to your cart as well. And if you would like to follow us outside of YouTube, make sure you go to Instagram at Girls for Medicine. I try to make it easy for y'all. And I have a TikTok. I can say I'm a kind of silly person. I'm working on some cool videos. So make sure you follow us there, Girls for Medicine. And last but not least, make sure you subscribe to this YouTube channel. If you love this video and you want to see more, subscribe and turn on your notifications so you'll be the first to know when we have another video. So, MedGirl Squad!
MedGirl Squad!
Thank you. Okay, so that is the end of the video. We hope you enjoy the rest of your day. Bye!
Bye!